Hello, 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 and welcome to tonight's broadcast of 180-degree direction change, the Bob on Merchants. Lunchtrey, what do you think about this matchup tonight?
What do I think about this matchup? I'm thinking this is going to be a very interesting match. I'm very excited to cast this today with my man, Top Hat Bear.
Yeah, so let's go through the lineups tonight. Who's playing for each squad, for each team, what we want to expect from them. I think we have to start off, obviously, with Green, the man himself. Green from Bob on Merchants. There are two Greens here. Green from Bob on Merchants, he is a serial winner. He's won quite a lot of tournaments. He plays for Team USA in the World Cup. He's won free-for-all tournaments. He's won Pacific Leagues. He is the guy to watch out for. And at the moment, he's the current top scorer of the league. So it'll be scary seeing Green today. Other players on his team include Elephant62, who is quite possibly one of the best support players in the game. He also has won quite a lot. He won 3 banners back to back right after he started playing. He won Paradigm, he won Loaded Cup, and I believe he won Division 16 last
Yes,
season.
he won
Correct me if I'm
Division
wrong.
16 with Lunar Lights.
He did. And we see part of the Lunar Light squad on their third team is Goji and TopHatBear. Both of them are Dark Matter players. Goji was part of the Dark Matter squad that won Division 20 last season. TopHatBear, he's new to Dark Matter. He has a title to his name too. He won CKL Division 3, going undefeated with FIU. He said, "That's great. It's not good enough." Immediately recruited Green to his team. We're going to see the chemistry from Green and TopHatBear, the FIU chemistry tonight, which is going to be huge.
Yeah, along with
Um,
the chemistry, there's also the interstellar chemistry with Goji 6 and Ted Bear. As you know, they've played together in 6v6. There's scrimming happening often. I'm just going to predict right now that the team play between Balmain Merchants is just going to be better than 180-degree direction change just because of how much practice they're getting together. Not only, especially Goji and Ted Bear, they're playing together on the same team. 6 is on the team above Dark Matter on Interstellar, but Six does interact with everyone quite frequently and has some time playing with Goji and TopHatBear. So I'm thinking that the synergy is really going to help Bomb here.
Yeah, I totally agree. Other players on the team, I mentioned Goji has won Division 20. He's also won CKL Division 3 with Franken. They both go to Iona. They won that. And the winning on the team doesn't stop. Bonkers is a CKL Division 1 winner with Ontario United. He is a member of U-Turn. And Fresh, I believe, also has won a tournament. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's won Division 5 ECRC FFA. And another funny fact about this team is they have the 2 small character mains in the league. Fresh, you'll see main Shy Guy Scooty, and Elephant 6 mains Small Me Scooty. And both of these characters, very low speed stat, very high mini turbo stat. They're definitely a high skill cap combo, and they can do work with it.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get on to the 180 direction change squad. Trey, who are you looking out for today on that team?
Right now, we're obviously looking out for super effects. He's on high definition D1 in MKU. He has a lot of time trial accolades, and also, along with him being a strong time trialer, so he's going to have a much better lines than most people in this game tonight. He also is very good at supporting his team. He's really can do it all, and that's what it takes to play in D1 like he has. So super effects going to be very strong, and then we also have Lunar Lights Gold End plays in D16 now, was doing pretty well throughout the season 24, but he's gotten much better over time, especially with OU, as they made it all the way to D1 in CKL in a very short amount of time. Everyone on that squad has done well. Gold End does very well. We also have Green, not to be mistaken with the Green on Balmain Merchants, though. Green is really underappreciated. He can front run and he can score, especially because we unfortunately have no Cam Reddish on 180-degree direction change tonight.
Yeah, it's a real shame that Cam isn't here, but I think the team will be able to step up in his absence. You know, like you said, Gold End, he was fantastic in D20 Dark Matter a season ago, and he did so well that they were like, "Hey, you're moving up." He used to be Goji's teammate, now he's Elephant Six's teammate. You know, he probably knows what Elephant Six does. He could use that to his advantage. He can let his team know what's going on. On the team as well, we also see Eugene. He's a newer player to Mario Kart. However, he also has won a tournament. He won Division 4 CKL last season with UWO, putting up a great performance in the finals, if I remember correctly. We also see Ghost from University of Tennessee, Knoxville. He actually won a banner yesterday. He won Division 19 MKU with Mario Kart College. So he's bringing more winning experience to the team. And last but not least, we have the leader of 180 Direction Change Squad. We have LeBob. He is the coach of University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and he is a member of U-Turn. LeBob is interesting. He doesn't play in CKL like the rest of most of these players, but he coaches his team, and he has a lot of experience from that he can bring to this team. I know he can keep their mentals going well. He's great to have around. I love LeBob. He'll keep them going if things go wrong, and they'll be able to regain. But going into the match, who are you expecting to win tonight, Trey?
Tonight, unfortunately, because we don't see Cam Reddish in the 180 direction change, I think that could be a limiting factor, along with what I was saying earlier about the team synergy of Bomb Merchants. I am expecting Bomb to win, although I do think 180-degree direction change will keep it close. I think this is going to be a great match tonight, but I would give the edge to Bomb Merchants.
I would agree with you there. I think Green and Six together are just going to be a little bit too strong. We've only seen them play together once so far this season. That was against Tip, my team, and they just dominated. Six played such great support for Green. Green was just able to get away. No one could stop him. And I think that Six is going to be the difference maker tonight between the two teams.
Mm-hmm. All right. I was told that the room should be opening at 05. Do we have any idea if the room is open now? Perhaps.
I'm not sure. Spicy, I'm wondering if you could set up a channel point prediction in the chat for the winner of this. I think it would be a lot more exciting if there's channel points on the line.
I love Twitch channel points. Let the viewers interact with the stream a bit,
Mm-hmm. Today, I'm also expecting a big game from Fresh on 180 degree. No, from Baba Merchants. Fresh was actually the 9th round pick for the team. But point scoring wise, he's been scoring points like most 4th and 5th round picks. I think he definitely went really, really late in the draft, much later than he should have, and I think he's going to be a huge asset to Balmain Merchants tonight.
Yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from. A lot to look forward to with Balmain Merchants, and a lot to look forward to with 180-degree direction change.
Absolutely,
like
we see the lobby.
Open. Yippee! I love the lobby.
We see 11 people in. I wonder who we are waiting for right now. And yeah, another thing to note about Balmain Merchants, I think a lot of the players on that team use Scooty. I know Green uses Scooty, Six uses Scooty, and Fresh uses Scooty. I'm not sure about the others.
Been a lot more popular. When the Wave 4 balance patch came out, it was a lot of Teddy Buggy, because if you remember before that, it was Waluigi Wiggler, and that had a lot more speed, a lot less mini turbo. So a lot of old players, I think the original combo people came up with after those changes was Luigi Ink Striker. I think it has very similar stats to Waluigi Wiggler, but I think it was a little bit better in some ways. And then people began to realize, oh, hey, this mini turbo stat is super important in these new combos. So we saw a lot of Teddy Buggy usage, but I think it was around when Wave 6 came out, a lot of people just started using Scooty. It has a very small hitbox, which is really good for avoiding items. It really matters a lot. You can get away with a ton. I know, especially for Six, he plays small me. That hitbox is so small. He dodges items for free, basically. We will probably still be seeing some hits, but it's a lot easier to dodge items when you have a high handling stat and a small hitbox. So yeah, a lot of Scooty players have been coming out recently. But there's
for
still
Pride Month and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great to see. I think more variety in the meta is great. However, 180 direction change, I believe most of them are Teddy Buggy players, and you can use the fact that Scooty players are playing to your advantage when you're going over a boost panel. Your mini turbo stat doesn't really matter. What happens is just your pure speed stat. So Scooty players lose out on tracks with heavy amounts of boost panels. Think Moonview Highway, think Weibo. So we might see 180-degree direction change squad pick those tracks today to press their advantage.
Yeah,
however,
I know it can be tough. I played Biddy Buggy personally, which is the same as Mr. Scooty, just with a bit bigger hitbox. Yeah, Mute City is rough for low speed combos. I just get past. by Teddy Buggy players all the
Mute
time.
City's rough, and I know LeBob is good at Mute City. It is a track that his team, U-Turn, 180 Direction Change Squad is named after. They pick that track a lot. There's some specialists on that team. I do think we will see a lot of base game tracks being picked. SuperFX is a veteran of this game. He has been playing those tracks since 2014. He's so practiced on them. I think we'll be seeing the team pick those to play into his strengths. I believe 180 Direction Change Squad are hosting this lobby. I think SuperFX will be starting one first race, so I predict them to pick R-Dubs for the first race. However, Green, we've seen him drive R-Dubs on stream before. He got shocked, he got blued, and he still got first in his match against TIP. So who knows what will happen on that track? It'll be great to
Yeah,
see the
that
two
track
Titans
is
face.
it's really good for one, but also offers a lot of it's good for one. The reason it's good for one is you get those 4 coins on that first turn. That's so strong to start out with. That speed boost is really crazy.
Oh,
Looks
here
like
we
we
go. We
will be
see Ghost
starting.
as the lobby host. So we will see the gang picking a runner. 180 Direction Change Squad will be picking a runner that Ghost enjoys. I think he likes Piranha Plant Slide as he plays on my team, Mario Kart College, but I'm not quite sure. So I wonder what pick we'll see from them. I believe Bob on Merchants will pick a bagger or a shroom up track so that they can make up positions at the start.
And it looks like 180-degree direction change is probably going to be on Red Yoshi. We've seen them being on Red Yoshi throughout this tournament. It wouldn't surprise me if we still see that today.
Ooh. Ribbon Road first round pick and won. That is interesting. For those of you that don't know, there's a very famous Mario Kart YouTube video about the world record history on Ribbon Road, and the 180-degree direction change player SuperFX is featured prominently in that video. However, it's a track everyone knows SuperFX is good at that. If you're going against a SuperFX team, you need to be prepared to play on Ribbon Road, and I know TopHatBear is one of the best captains out there. He will know this. He will let his team know, so I think they will be greatly prepared for Ribbon Road here. But it's Mushroom Gorge.
Mushroom Gorge. All that matters is lap 3 shrooms. And I'm pretty sure Bomb Merchants wants to get that. And they are in great spots to start for this track.
Yeah, Mushroom Gorge, it's considered a bagger. It's great for any spots. You can really pick it. Getting coins early is huge, so you can get your speed up. Coins are kind of hard to get out. SuperFX going for green first, right out of the way. It's a very smart play. It doesn't hit green. Green stays in the front. However, like we said, it doesn't matter what your position you're in. However, I do think a player like Green can run this track and do well because of the raw pace advantage he has over the rest of the players. But we'll have to see how this develops.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting route we're seeing from SuperFX here. He has 3 red shells in this first lap. Very aggressive play so far. Unfortunate. Ooh, that red shell is going to be a bit deadly. He just gets dropped to the back. He still does have 2 shrooms and a lot of coins. We could see SuperFX try and push up to the front here just to secure some front presence for 180-degree direction change, as it looks like a lot of Bomb Merchants are going to be those top spots.
Yeah, you see bottom merchants with the 1-3 right now, but they also have what looks like to be bottom 3, which you think normally is bad, but on a track like this, it is great. Shock is transformative on this track. You cannot take the big cut at the end if you are little and you've had the mushroom shocked out of your hand. So if you can control shock on lap 3, if you can shock your top people right after they do the shortcut, but shock all the people in the mid pack right before shortcut, they can't do it. Your top spots do shortcut, and then the people in the back can grab that last item box and still take shortcuts. So this is a great position to be in for Bob on Merchants right now. However, SuperFX is bearing down on green. What do you think will happen at the end, Trey?
I'm thinking that green does have a lot of a lead. We need to be seeing SuperFX pull some shrooms here. Oh, it looks like that that red does connect, though. This is making things a bit more interesting. Oh, he misses the super bounce. That's a bit time loss. Gets the shroom, though, and this is why this track is so good for bottom spots. He just cleared that gap cut.
What an end from SuperFX. And it looks like Bob on Merchants have a lot of the bottom spots. It's really hard to tell from the minimap as there's a lot of lag on this track. But this is a great start for 180-degree direction change with a 1-3-4-6 to start.
Yeah, super strong. As you could tell at that last shortcut, that last shortcut saves so much time. If you're not in top spots with shrooms on that track, you need to be shocking lap 3. And unfortunately, Bomb could not pull shock.
I think we see the R-dubs here from 180-degree direction. I'm just going to call them 180. That's so much easier.
It's a bit
And we
quicker,
see they have a
yeah.
12-point lead now. I think we see the R-dubs. SuperFX is in first. However, green is in second. Then maybe you want to pick a track that green is less familiar with. As we go to the green point of view, what track are they picking for their lower spots now?
Looks like they're taking their time. They're sorting out their options. Base game, non-base game. What are we gonna see? Very interesting right now. It looks like we
Ooh,
will
DK
see a
Summit.
DK Summit, a bit of a reset track. It's pretty long. There's the obvious double shortcut that comes in midway through the lap. There's the overpowered broken cannon set. So yeah, bit of a reset, which I do agree with here. And then we're also seeing Hyrule Circuit from 180. Strong runner, but they do have some bottom spots, and it's really a track that you can do many things on. You can run it, you can bag it, and it looks like we will be going to Hyrule Circuit.
Hyrule is traditionally picked as a track for top two because there are 2 coin sets at the beginning that the top two can get, keep the speed advantage through the race. However, we see it occasionally as a pick for 1-3. It works for this too. If you're in first, you can kind of fake which way you're going for the coins. It is faster to go for the left coins. I think Green knows that. Green will know that Super FX is going for the left coins and take the right coins, I assume. And the mid spots on 180-degree direction change will be able to show him. However, Super FX goes for the right coins, takes them from Green. That is a bold play from Super FX, and it's one that will maintain the lead for him.
Yeah, maintaining the lead on this track is super important, although there are a lot of coins, so I don't think it'll be that much of an issue for Green. As we see, drove into first. He's now on 9 coins, opting to trail super aggressively, and it looks like he gets super. That's going to be super damaging, because right now, Bomb has top 2.
Top two right now. There's a Nisk on Hyrule. This track, you'd think it's a great bagger. There's so many shroom ups. However, you don't really want to bag this track because the last item set is skipped by that Nisk. It is so much slower to get those items, and there's so many coins for first place. It's not really worth bagging this track. And as we see right now, Bomb Merchants have top 2, 4, top 3 potentially looking at the minimap, which is a great position to be in on a high roll.
Yeah, something I've noticed in a lot of these Bomb players is they're keeping their front presence, but also allowing their back players. We see people in bottom too. That's really strong because you want to be able to potentially pull some deadly shocks, but also if you have the chance to pull the blue shell and hold it for your teammates in one, which could be super powerful. You want to be everywhere on the track in Mario Kart, especially in 6v6.
And here we see the blue. It's coming. Green does not have anything to avoid it. However, he does have teammates behind him. So if there's a straight, he can snipe himself with the banana, make it so the blue shell doesn't hit him. He opts to keep the banana. He will still be top 2.
This blue shell is more a nuisance than anything. They're still keeping their top 2.
Yes, however, going on to lap 3, if you do have shrooms at the Nisk, it is quite a bit faster. There's another shroom up right after the Nisk, so this could be a dangerous, precarious position to be in. However, I have faith in Bonkers and Green. They've both won, many, many tournaments. They'll hit this Nisk here. They'll bring it home for their team. Let's see. Watch out for the product plant on lap 3. Bonkers doesn't get hit. They both make it through. They're both going through the final corner. And there's a shock.
The shock. It looks like
Elephant
we had
6
2
dodges. Elephant 6 dodged in 3. This might be a top 3. This is going to be a top 3 for Bob-omb Merchants, and this will take the lead back for them.
Yeah, really smart. Oh, yeah, top 4 from Bomb. Top 4, 8, 9. Really smart shock usage because top 2 are kind of gone. So now we're thinking about when we have the shock, how can we use this? We do have a dodge. So a lot of it was target shocking in that cut. And you can see in the minimap, Six was able to just pass everyone and secure that top 4 for Bomb. Super smart play. This track works out great for Bomb-omb Merchants.
Yeah, and I've been talking about how Super FX loves R-dubs. I do think Green loves R-dubs as well. We've seen in previous matches when he's starting 1, that is his go-to runner. I think starting top 4 in R-dubs is very, very hard to break without shock. So I'm expecting R-dubs pick here from Bob-omb Merchants, and I think maybe a Twisted Mansion would be my guess from 180 degrees. MC3. Ooh, Daisy Circuit. Daisy Circuit is another great runner. There are no shortcuts on Daisy Circuit. Daisy Cruiser. Oh man. Yeah, Daisy Cruiser is a great front running track. There's not a single shortcut to take on the track. Coins are plentiful. So being in 1, you just start driving away from the rest of the pack. However, shock can be powerful as there are 3 strong bill extensions, which all players will no doubt know due to the new shortcat.pro website.
And we are headed to Daisy Cruiser for race number 3.
This is scary for 180-degree direction change squad. Top 4 is very, very hard to break on Daisy Cruiser. I've seen it happen before. If any team can do it, it's 180 degrees. But let's see how it begins.
It looks like Superfex is able to break in, pulls that red in 4th. So now Superfex is in this top 3 position. He's able to have more coins than all of top spots, and he just drives his way into 1st. So right now we see 180 is in 1st and holding this spot. And it looks like 6 got sent all the way to the back of the pack.
Yeah, I saw Green had a red shell at the beginning, but his teammate didn't go let him through to throw it, and SuperFX maintains his lead for now. We see a horn coming out from TopHatBear, but Golden now maintains the lead. Golden is probably the second strongest player on the 180 direction change squad today. We need to see big things from him in this start on Daisy Cruisers. Exactly what we want to see from Golden. And they sit in a pretty 1-4 right now with the FIU brothers, TopHatBear and Green, bearing down on Golden.
Yeah, and also it looks like we could see some earlier bagging from 6, really opting to stop because I think they are definitely thinking at this point that we need Shock because right now Golden should be gone.
What a bomb.
That bomb killed so many
Ironically,
people.
Baba Merchants get hit by the bomb themselves, and we see a 2-3-4-5 from the moment with a green shell coming up. No, it hits Ghost. That is tragic for him. However, we still see a 2-3. Golden can start pulling reds on Goji, and the blue might still be in play.
Oh, and
And we
that's
see
super
a true.
unfortunate for Super Effects. He tries to red him out over there, but it skips the enemy and goes straight for Golden, and it has to get rid of his trail there, and then he gets trailed himself. Triple shrooms for Super Effects, and unfortunately gets fired. He is sent to the back of the pack completely with not much options right now.
This is looking like a great race for Baba. I see top 3 potentially in the minimap, maybe more. This is going to be a huge point swing for them, and they are just so good at this chaining wins back to back to back. We see top 3 again. We see Green and 6 in top 3 again. And we see Goji showing up, getting good points. So that is great to see from Goji.
Yeah, Goji on Interstellar, a lot of Interstellar teams enjoy Daisy Cruiser for one. He definitely has practice running that track. He has practice in the back of that track. Definitely a stronger track.
Yeah, I saw Elephant Six the other day. He was sharing a graphic about all the top sixes that affectionately called fridges in the community that Lunar Lights has scored, and I think they had something like 9 on Daisy Cruiser alone, which is just absurd.
Yeah, Daisy Cruiser is one of those tracks where it's really easy to keep one, but you can bag it. The bill extension, especially into the pool, it actually builds you through the table section, which is notoriously laggy, and there's a lot of lag trails that happen there. That bill can take you everywhere through that track. Looks like we'll be seeing Waluigi Pinball from Bama Merchants. A strong runner for sure, but it's also a track where it's very long, so shock is usually pulled. Interesting pick, and we also see MC3, classic bagger, just hoping to pull some good items, catch up, dodge shocks, all the works.
And here we go, MC3 on this track. You don't want to just drive forwards like you do on all the other tracks. You want people staying back. There are a ridiculous amount of shroom cuts on this track. If you're in a star and someone shocks, you're passing everyone. You're going to take 3 different shortcuts. You're just going to pass. So there is very, very little point in running this track. You want a couple people running, of course, on the off chance that shock isn't pulled, but you will see at least half the players from both these teams staying back at the start, as we see on the minimap. I think
All
the
right.
interesting thing here is that both Green and Super Effects are running for their teams. But oh, never mind. As I say that, Super Effects starts dropping out. We see a 1-4 right now for Bob-omb Merchants with a 2-3 for 180 direction change. I believe Super Effects is angling to get a dodge right now. If he can get a dodge in the mid pack, which he has right now, he can get shocked. He's in position to take over first. If he gets shocked, he's trying to steal Franken's star. But he gets a horn instead, which is also huge because it means if a blue comes, Green can get taken out. And as we see at the back, we see 2 of each team in bottom 4. Shot can only be pulled in bottom 4, so you want a player in bottom. You want 2 players in bottom 4 at all times, or if you could manage, as it increases your chance at pulling shock.
Especially on a bagger like this, that's super necessary. We see the crazy 8 from Super Effects, able to just spam it as his teammate is not in front of him. This is a big pull from him. He's able to really catch up. 3 shrooms and a golden. He's going to be able to take all these off-road shortcuts. As you can see, he drives his way into 4th. He'll pass a couple people here. He's now in 2nd with triple reds. It looks like he will be punished, though. Sent to 3rd by Elephant 6.
Yeah, do you think a shock is in play right now? I do see everyone on Bob Merchants popping dodges right now. However, I see a black Brodo in a dodge as well, or red black Brodo in a dodge at well at the back. I think we might be seeing a shockless MC3. Not a single team is holding dodges. I
We do
don't
see
think
some
any team
players
has the
at
shock right
shock.
now.
If any team has shock, it would be 180 because we see all those people back there. We
Blue
see
is
the blue
out.
shell come out. Yeah, they were definitely holding blue for super effects. As right as 6 passes him is when blue is thrown. But it looks
Goes
like
for the
Bomb
snipe.
was able to sneak their way into top 3 as super effects unfortunately backed on the line. It doesn't do anything points wise as Golden was the player to pass him, but unfortunate.
Yeah, and they get bottom 3 again, which is really, really saddening to see for 180-degree direction change squad. It's very hard to gain points if you're getting bottom 3 each race. You need pretty much top 3, top 2, 4 to counteract that, and with 6 and green just keeping tops every single race, I don't know what 180 direction change can do unless they can break those tops.
Yeah, that combo of 6 and green right now is really strong. As we change over to green's position or POV right now for this track selection.
I would love to see grown men picking Trainbow, as Zay in the chat would say from 180 Direction Change Squad. Trainbow is the track in the game that is strongest in bottom spots, as you start out with more coins and you could draft off all the other players. I think this might be their ticket back to the match if they pick it. However, there is a little bit of tech on Trainbow where you do smart steering glider at the front, and maybe some of the 180-degree direction change squad don't know the tech as well, so they might not be picking it because of that. And we see a roam pick coming out from them. Roam is another great spot from the back, from the mid spots. You can pull shrooms early. There's 2 big shroom shortcuts at the start, and then there's only really 1 more shroom shortcut left in the map at the very end. So once you do those shortcuts, you can just run the rest of the way unopposed.
It looks like we will be headed to Rome Avanti for this track. Yeah, as you were saying earlier, great spot, great track for these spots. Really, your aim is to pull these shrooms in the middle spots. There is some drafting that happens in the first turn, so that could also put some front presence and maybe a potential trail if you get there just in time for the item set. But yeah, very good, strong spots for 180-degree direction change. Let's see how this plays out, though, because obviously Green is a great player. He's going to be able to drive this well. He might not relinquish his lead that easily. As the early red shell goes to Green, but he does pull a red shell, is able to drive it into first, and now he gets access to the double box, so he will get a guaranteed protection item as well as a coin to just further extend his lead currently. It looks like we
Yeah.
do have bomb in third as well, so he does have support up here.
Yeah, usually you'd think getting a coin in 1 is bad. However, on some tracks, it's hard to get coins early. And if you can get a coin from the first box, you're getting coins that your opponents are not getting. He gets a coin there. He takes another box later in third. He got a coin, then he got a shroom. He's able to just be in first like that. And he's just running away now. He's got 6
Yeah.
coins. I don't think many people will have as many coins as him. He's taking a double to guarantee protection as there are enemies behind him. No, TopHatBear is behind him. He's taking the double to guarantee a coin, I guess.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah.
as we see it once again, 180 or Bomb Merchant players in the back as well. This is super well. This is super great gameplay from Bomb Merchants. They're able to keep this top spots with Green. Obviously, very strong players, able to run most tracks, but they're also keeping back presence to really disturb 180-degree direction change, chances at shock. As we can see some change in the mid pack, we see a lot of red over there. So we're seeing a lot of 180 just behind the pack, or just like in the pack behind. As we switch to super effects.
Yeah, and we saw Green throwing his green forwards there. He can't back it because he hit TopHatBear. If he just throws it forwards, he might smart bounce it himself, so he throws it off the track into the arrows for the other lap. And he's doing this so he can cycle 4 horn to dodge the blue. However, that doesn't matter as we see the shot coming out. We see a lot of dodges from 180-degree direction change. We see super effects go into the start. He's going to be going for 6 here. 6 is triple reds, which are scary. But super effects is unable to hit. He does hit 6 out with the lag. We see Green is still gone, I believe. Maybe that's a different player who dodged. Green is waiting on the line, maybe to bomb out, but the triple reds come out. Green gets first with super effects second. I think this is a little bit of a better race from a 180. They're taking away the top 2 momentum from bomb at the moment.
Yeah, that was a great shock that was really needed to take care of all the shenanigans in the mid pack that were happening. They definitely had some dodges that were super useful right there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see which track is picked for this race. It seems to be kind of an even race. Green is in 1, and picking a track in 1 isn't advantageous. But having 2, he can get redded out at the start really easily. If Super FX pulls a red in second, reds are the most common item to pull in second. So we could be expecting maybe something a little more mid-pack oriented for both teams, as maybe they think Green might get redded early.
As we see right now, there is currently a 56-point lead for Bomb Merchants. This is a really strong lead to have, especially this early, but it's not unbreakable. 180 could totally do 180-degree direction chains on the score for the rest of the match. However, strong start for Bomb Merchants.
Yes, we see a track mix-up, actually. We see a music park and a DK jungle. Both of those are fantastic runners. You can't go wrong with any of them. They benefit green in first. This is a great track to be in one for. If you're in one, you get away, and two will actually, well, could actually get lag bumped a bit and fall off right before the super bounce, or they might get an unlucky draft off of one. Usually getting a draft in this game is great. It gives you a speed boost, but if you get it in the middle of a corner, it will push you wide. Uh, I don't know the mechanics for it exactly, but you get like weird speed boosts. You go all weird. We can see some players getting drafts going wide. We see all the players going for the super bounce, and it looks like
Yeah, Super
someone
Effects
from
was
bottom
relinquished
merchants
to
is
the
going
middle of the
first.
pack. He had a little bit of a line fail in the beginning turn, and it just sent him all the way back here. He is able to pull a Shroom and take that cut, though, and we see him in 5 with a red shell. This is really strong. If he's able to communicate with Ghost right now, he could totally red out 6 right here and break the bomb top 2. And it looks like that is what we will be seeing.
Yes, we see a lot of people in the mid pack from 180 direction change. They are not pulling reds at the moment. Super FX opts to shroom in front of his teammates. However, he has no coins at the moment. Even if he's driving the exact same as Green, Green will just get further and further away from him because Green has been getting first place coins all race. He's had first access to every coin. And as we can see, Super FX has not made a single driving mistake, but Green is just getting further and further away.
Yeah, the difference of coins is really showing here. As we can see, we're getting triple shrooms in second place. He does have this green shell to work with, though. If he can totally try and back out, I think that's Franken in third. Especially on these turns, especially this one. Prime backing spot. Yep, as we see, and
There
it
we
looks like
go.
it does connect, but it might have been a bit too soon, though, because I think he did get backed by Green in first. So Green has a incredibly strong lead. And look at Franken over here with triple greens in second. This is super scary for Super Effects because these greens are going to be almost impenetrable. Oh,
Oh,
but we see
just as you say
triple
that.
reds. Triple reds should be
Oh,
able, but
Super
oh
FX!
no! A driving mistake, unable to get the super bounce. He does
We're
hit
seeing a
out.
build extension in two. If they pull
Yeah,
Shock right now, this would be insane. Oh my gosh, Super FX pulls a start last second to dodge. I think 3 people dodged from 180 direction change. Green is in danger up at the front.
yeah, it looks like we
If
see 2 red Yoshis, and it does look like Green could be getting hit. Oh no, it's a bit of lag. Green still has his lead, but we will probably be seeing a 2-3 from
oh, he's
when.
been redded out.
Oh, look at that.
Labob goes into 1. If Super X can get a snipe, he goes for 6 instead. That's very smart. We see a 1-3 from 180 direction change. They're making their way back into the match with a well-timed Shock.
Especially from Super Effects. That is so great for that pull. But as we can see, a little bit of mechanics coming in through. Green was breaking away so far that there's going to be a greater chance at Shock in the mid pack, especially. If 9 is pretty close, we're going to be seeing that Shock come out sooner because of how big that breakaway is. I mean, we were in lap 2 seeing triple green or triple shrooms in second. Uh, so yeah, Green showing a really strong display on there, but unfortunately gets hit by a lot of items, a lot of Shock, and he goes down into second, which is it's really great for 180 because now we have 1-3 very strong starting spots.
Yeah, I mean, those races hurt as a player. You do everything right, and you still don't win because of a poorly timed Shock. You just have to learn how to shake those off mentally. Hopefully, losing a lead like that doesn't hurt Baba Merchant's mental. I think of all teams, they would least like to be hurt by it. They have TopHatBear as the captain. He is so strong. He makes sure that everyone is staying strong. As I think, did he sub himself out? No, I heard there might be a substitution in this match after race 6. However, it seems like I was misinformed. TopHatBear is still in the match. We
And
might be waiting a bit longer to see the substitution.
seeing a Waluigi Stadium out here from Bama Merchants. This track is super technical, in contention for the most tech-heavy track in the game. There's a lot of driving strats, especially if you haven't practiced it. You can make breakaways. The only shortcut on the track is the shortcut right at the beginning after that big ramp, and after that, it's all driving. And there's a lot of speed with the zippers, all the air hopping you have to do. There's a lot of things that could do really well for 180 here, especially if you get the shroom in the beginning. You're able to shroom up and just pass everyone.
Yeah, I think Super FX has top 15 in the world in this track in terms of a time trial. So we know that he's prepared to do all this tech. However, Green as well, he plays this track all the time. He's obviously ready to go for it too. As we see, Green gets a better Nisk than Super FX at the start and is already breaking away. This is another track. Coins are so hard to get on this track. Even when TTing it, it's hard to get 10 coins because of how rare they are. So being in first, getting those coin boxes is going to be a huge attribute to Green again. And I think he will just start to break away further and further.
Yeah, we see a ghost in Super Effects' hand as he gets chomped, but we're seeing a lot of bottom spots for 180. They basically have to be going for shock at this point.
Yes, the shroom up shortcut is great on lap 1 when the pack is super close, but on laps 2 and 3 when the pack is spread out, it won't do as much because the Nisk is still super powerful. So it is very, very hard to catch up on this track without a shock or a blue, and that's what 180 need to be trying to do right now if they want to catch up. As we see Super Effects getting redded out, we see Elephant 6, we see Green, and we see one other bomb player breaking away on the map. Apologies, I don't quite know who that is because they all have the same Yoshi. I can only tell 6 because of his me.
We see a crazy pull from Super Effects. He's able to chain these double boxes, and if they're so far, he might be able to pull a dodge if 180 is able to pull shock. There's a lot of distance right now. Definitely, shock could happen. We do see a Bill out though. Just Golden, he's opting to use it early to get around this turn. He's probably hoping for
I
some
think it's
shrooms here,
possible
which
they
he
have
does
shock.
get.
Maybe he's going for a dodge. He does not get a dodge. If there's going to be shock, it's going to be soon. We see a top 4 right now for Bomb. This is scary, scary stuff. This would almost put the nail in the coffin for the match right here if Bomb can get this top 4. Super X goes in the star. Do we see a shock? We see a blue. I don't think it's going to reach in time. This is looking like a top 3. And yes, Green crosses the line. The blue will not get to him in time. He waits on the line for his teammates so they don't get blued. That's fantastic from him. And we see a top 3 coming out from Bob. What a great run from Green, from Goji, and from Six that race.
Oh, yeah. Top 3, 5. I think that was 7, 12. Once again, we're seeing these bottom spots from Bomb on Merchants. And that's actually super useful because they're still getting this point differential, but they're playing super safe and they're playing in the back of the pack. They're able to just control the back of the pack as much as all of 180 is. So I definitely think Bomb is doing their very best to keep the chances at pulling shocks that are not going to be in their favor all the way down. And it's really working in their benefit here.
Yeah, I think it takes a big man to realize, hey, I don't want to be, racing up the front with everyone else. I will slow down. I'll take my points a little bit, make sure my team doesn't lose out to the shock. And we see players like TopHatBear, like Franken, doing a great job at that this war to ensure their team will take the victory.
And we're seeing a Donut Plains 3 pick for 180-degree reduction chains and a 3DS Rainbow Road for Bomb Merchants. I'm curious about the Donut Plains pick. Usually we see that if you have someone in 1, you get the double box, which is really good for 1 because they get their immediate protection. But we will be going to Rainbow Road 7.
Rainbow Road 7 is a great track to be starting in the front end. Just like the previous track, there are very, very little coins in this map. It's hard to get your top speed up. Starting in the top 3 is great as you have first access to the coins. However, starting in the bottoms is also really, really good in this track. If you're starting 11th or 12th, you start with 5 coins and you have a speed advantage. You can start catching up to the rest of the pack immediately, which is why I think they picked this. And we see them starting on this track. There is a lot of lag on the second corner. And we will see players trying to avoid getting bumped off there. There are no shortcuts in this track. There's only 1 item set on lap 3. So if you get bumped off early, you cannot catch up on this track. So the start is so important as we see both Super Effects and Green making their way through the turn. Super Effects has triple nanas. He's hoping to potentially lag into Green and hit him with those and take him out of the race, but Green is breaking away from him.
Yeah, that triple nana pull was really important for Super Effects. Normally, if you hit a bananas in that spot, you're able to just hit out everyone. Unfortunately, though, he doesn't get anyone, but he is able to hold these nanas to go for a snipe.
No!
And no way! He actually falls off the track, so that nana snipe he got on Green, a bit useless.
It is, however, it does help as he had a teammate behind him, and now I believe Golden is leading the race right now for 180 direction change. Golden is in a great position. You lose coins when you get hit. Green will have lost all his hard-earned coins, and now I believe 180 are starting to run this race, and there's only 1 item set left after this before the end of the race. I don't know how they're going to catch up.
At this point, they have to be hoping for a shock or a blue shell. As we see, Super Effects gets a red shell, able to dodge that green. Oh, these greens are so close to him, and the final one does break his red.
Yes, right now there's an interesting decision to make. If you go on the floor, it is quite a bit faster. However, if you go in the glider, you get 2 boxes. We see them going for the glider to get protection for the safety. We see Super Effects pulls a Rang. A Rang is such a great item to have. It has the biggest hitbox in the game. You can hit pretty much anyone with it. However, it does not protect you from a plant, as we see there.
And yeah, unable to do anything with this boomerang. Franken pops a star, and obviously that's invulnerability. He's unable to get hit, and we're going to see Super Effects finish in 10th.
Yes, however, that is a top 4 for 180-degree direction change. The track pick of 7-bow backfires on Bob-omb Merchants, and we see 180 direction change making their way back into the match with 1 GP left to play. We have 4 races, and we see a 54-point gap right now.
Yeah, that was really great playing from 180-degree direction change. Able to break that top the bombs had. And of course, it's a runner. There's not very many item sets or coins. It's very easy to keep that lead once you get hit out. And they were able to capitalize that on that super well. Very good
Yeah,
job, 180. I think they
I
could
think it
really
was worth
claw
it
their
for
way back
Super
in.
Effects to fall off right there. He got the snap on Green. Sure, he took himself out, but his teammates were there to pick up the slack, and that's what
Yeah,
we need
for
to
sure.
see from these teams. Great teamwork all around.
And we will be seeing a Weibo. I don't remember who got first, but I know Gold is very good at this track in particular. And it's also a very strong runner. It's a bit of a drafter because of the beginning section, but a lot of 180 is on the Teddy Buggy, and there is all those boost panels, so it will be advantageous for them. They're able probably to keep these top spots, if I'm predicting.
Yeah, and another reason why Weibo is so great at the front is if you get blued, if you get shocked, which always happens on this track because this is the longest track in the game, there will be boost panels. So after you get blued, if you're on a boost panel, you get up to speed right away. If you're in a shock, you lose less speed relatively to the big players if you're on a boost panel. So even shock or bill is not that deadly on this track. So whichever team can come out with top spots at the start, which might not be 180 direction change after that line fail, but
Yeah.
whichever team has top spots will just start to run away and will be very, very hard to break, even with great power items such as Shock or Bill.
It looks like we do see Golden able to keep his front presence on here, just as like I said. And we do have super effects in the back, which is very necessary on this track. You need to have someone in the back at all times because shock can come since it's such a long track. If he's also able to pull blue, that'd be really nice. Instead, we see triple shroom ghost.
I
He's
think he's
looking
going to run this
probably,
up.
yep, I'm thinking the exact same. Very strong, and we have a ghost already, which is once there's one ghost in play, you can't pull it again. He opts to use it just to avoid all the chaos right now in this pack.
I think it's clever to use the Ghost there. If he's holding Ghost, the players in the back have an increased chance to pull Shock. And right now, a Shock is not what his team wants. They have one. I believe they have 3 as well. And when you have top spots, you don't want Shock. Shock will hurt your team. It advantages the bottom spots a lot more than it does the top. So it's clever that he gets rid of his Ghost there.
We do see the blue shell coming out, able to hit this one player. But we do have second place. Oh, it looks like he had a blue dodge. Able to dodge the blue, so we see 180 holding on to their items here. It looks like 6 is the only person from Bomb Merchants up here in these top spots.
He is, and 6 will be losing speed on every corner of this track with all the boost panels. His mini turbo advantage will not come into play, but his speed disadvantage will definitely come into play.
Very
And
smart
as
from
we see
6 to
super
hold
effects
on.
with triple greens, he misses the snipe due to lag. That must be crushing. You think you hit them, and they keep going unscathed, but super effects is gaining on 6 every single turn. As we speak, we see another blue. I wonder if they have something in the front.
Oh, it
Super
looks
effects
like
uses
6
two shoot.
got backed by probably 180-degree green right here. Super big. And we do see a shock. I only see 1 dodge. If there was a ghost, and it could have been 2 dodges. But so far, this is going to be a great shock for 180.
Did that shot cancel blue? Was that the shock from
I think
180?
it was a cancel blue, actually. That would
That's
make a lot of
very
sense.
clever. For those of you who don't know, if you shock when the blue is going to hit, you only take the effect of the shock. You have your invulnerability. The blue does a lot more damage than the shock. You still get little, even if you're in the invincibility from the blue. So it makes sense to shock right before the blue, so you don't take the big explosion from the blue.
But yeah, 180 are able to hold their tops brilliantly, and we do see Goldend in first. As I was saying before, very proficient at this track. He's going to be able to just drive his way to victory here, especially with his teammate super effects with double red shells. Yeah, this is going to be a top 2 confirmed, possibly a
We see
top
a
3.
lot of bottoms right now from Bomb. There's one red player at the bottom, but every other player in the bottom spots is a Black Yoshi or a Daisy. This is looking like it could be a huge race for 180-degree direction change squad right now. Yes, we see top 3, 6, 10, 11. That should be about a plus 18, plus 20 or so.
Yeah, great comeback for On an 180 direction change, there is still a lot of work to do, but they have this momentum. They're working really well together. They're pulling all the right items and they're using it in the correct ways. A lot of teams, if they have that front presence and that shock, they might be hesitant, but they had a plan exactly what they knew how to use it. They benefited a ton from it. A lot of strong item play here and a lot of synergy as well. We see that back earlier on lap, I think it was the beginning of lap 3 against 6, able to give them a 180, a strong top 3.
Yes, and we see right now the match has now turned into less than a 40-point difference. 40 points is the most amount of points a team can earn in a race. We still have 3 to go. However, if a team is leading by 40 with more than a race to go, the race is won. But if the gap's less than 40, anything can happen. Dare to dream. Let's see if 180 direction change can pull off this insane comeback.
Yeah, we're seeing a TM pick from Bomb Merchants. Very strong track pick from the back spots. You're able to take a shroom, take that really big cut right after the wavy section. We will be going there as well. So this could work out brilliantly for Bomb Merchants.
Yes, and I'm getting info from our host. They were down 74 at one point, and now they're down 38. They have pretty much half that deficit in 3 races. If they can do it again, they have won this match. So let's see what they can pull off right here.
Opting to see a strong start. Oh, the green in first and a banana in 2 is going to take away any chances at getting redded out of those top spots. But it looks like Superflex unable to get the banana out in time. Opting to bag right now and collect his coins since he just lost all of them. We're seeing a bit of a slow trail. Yeah, we're definitely going to be seeing 2 Bomb players in the back, which is very strong on this track.
I think it's smart for Superflex to go for that play. I think right now, if
Oh,
a
yeah.
team has lost 30 points in the last 3 races, if you can tilt them, force them to make mistakes they wouldn't normally make, that's your ticket back into the match. Going for the tilt plays, sure, it might be considered BM, but it's also good strategy from 180 direction change, as they seem to have a lot of tops right now.
Yeah, 180 is doing what I was praising Bomb Merchants for doing in the beginning. They're holding these top spots, but they have a lot of back presence as well.
Yes, this is a very good position to be in. From personal experience, I feel like Shock never ever gets pulled on this map. Maybe we see it, but I really like having tops after lap 1. Sure, the shroom up's there, but you can just keep the advantage, you keep the coin advantage, and you just keep in tops after lap 1.
Yeah, and we do see some Bomb players breaking into those top spots. I do see a Elephant 6-2, a Daisy, and a Black Yoshi up there. This is definitely good for Bomb Merchants, and we see a Bill being held by Super Effects. This does boost the chance at his teammates pulling shock. We do see a Red Birdo back there. As we go into lap 3, still holding on to this Bill.
Yeah, it looks like Bomb are all the spots behind 1 right now, and they're shrooming up, so this is going to be close. But if Super Effects Bill's in cut, he will be catching up quite a lot of positions. The Bill will try and pass 5 players whenever you pop it. He popped it in 6, meaning the Bill will try and take him to 1. It runs out of time when he gets to
And we
2nd, but
see
that's enough.
beautifully played. He has 2 shrooms in 1. So there we see the blue shell, but he does have shrooms to deal with this. Unfortunately, he's redded on the glider. But actually, fortunately, he was redded on the glider because he is able to keep his momentum and hold on to that 2nd place as his teammate Labob shrooms right past. So there we go. A top 2 for 180-degree direction change.
It's good progress. This is what they need to bring it back. They do get 7 through 10, confining Bomb to the bottom 2 spots, which will be more points. We see the lead shrinking even more as we have 2 races left in the match.
Yeah, this has been a very exciting match as predicted so far. That strong start from Bama Merchants, but 180 is, as their name suggests, making a 180-degree comeback.
Yes, we see a 30-point difference now. That means they need to get 16 points in the final 2 races. You can only get even point changes, and they need to get 30 to force a tiebreaker. If we go to a tiebreaker, we will see a 4-race GP, and the winner at the end of that wins. If they want to win outright, they need 32 points in the next 2 races.
Yeah, there's still a lot of work to be done. 30 points is very hard to make in Mario Kart, especially with only 2 races left. If Bama Merchants wins a race by +8 right now, it pretty much seals their fate as the winner of this match.
It
See,
does indeed. We see baggers being picked from bomb merchants. Baggers are great for them as it's very easy to just mix yourself through the spots. They don't care if they lose races slightly, they just want to keep it close. If they can just get, -6s, -8s, -10s for the final 2 races, they win it outright. They don't need to play perfectly, they just need to play well enough.
And as we are going to Bowser's Castle 8.
All right, this track is a great runner. Shock is super powerful at the end of the race here as well after the set. So we might see a big play. We might see the top 2 of Labob and Super Effects run. Maybe one of their player runs and then they make a shock play like they've been doing this whole time. Labob, I know, has been referred to many as the bag master. He's so good at bagging. He has no doubt imparted that wisdom onto his team. They're all ready to pull shock if needed.
All right, it looks like we do have a mix of green and 6 at the top, and then also super effects for 180. Very predictable spots right now. As we see, super effects taking the left side. Ooh, is able to dodge that green shell because of that nifty little jump he did off of the wave. Able to get this double box now. As we see green get right past him, but we do have a shroom. I'm wondering if he's able to get this horn off on the second player. Opts to
He
hold
doesn't
it
want to hit his
instead.
teammates.
Yeah, I can see
But
that. Able
now
to,
he gets a big triple horn.
yeah,
Two
also
horns, unfortunately, because Goji dodged due to the lag.
yeah, but able to get rid of those triple greens as well. So very smart play from Super FX. As we're going into this, we see a 2-4 from Bomb on or 180 as Super FX does get hit by a green shell, knocked down to 6th.
That is a big, big, big trail from Goji. I think right now, if Bob-omb wants to win, they need to get the shock off. We see Super FX pops his star now. He uses to hit out Bonkers. We see the blue coming for green, who was broken away. And like we said earlier, 180 direction change, they don't just need a win. They need a huge race here if they want to have a chance at catching up. I do see two players from them at the bot looking for shock. Super FX gets a star in 3. If we see a shock now, we see a dodge in play. But
There are a
there's no
lot of
shock right
dodges,
now.
so I don't think there will be a shock right now. I saw at least 3 or 4 players in a star, but we're keeping the Division 1 players in the front here. Green and Super Effects breaking away, but oh no, fired off the edge. Super Effects dropped down to 8th place.
It's now or never for 180 direction change. They need a shock now. They need to make a play for it if they want to win this. Otherwise, this might be the final race right here. As we see 1-3 from Baba Merchants. If they can get a +10 in this race, the war is over. As we see green in 1, 6 in 3, and another one in 5. That's not quite enough for a +10. We see a build from Superfex coming. If there's a shock now, it would be huge. We see the blue. And it does
And
not look like there will be a shock. And we see a 1-3, but we see 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from 180 direction change. That is what they need. They could not take out green and 6 at the front, but they controlled the mid spots to get a big race. It's not a massive win, but it's a win that keeps them in the war.
yeah, really great job. Especially it can be kind of hectic in voice
18
chats if you're
points.
18 points.
18 points is the difference.
Oh, they need something here for 180. How can they turn this around?
Grumble Volcano, we've seen them top 6 it before. This is their specialty track. They've been saving it for this moment. If it can get chosen, I believe anything can happen here.
Oh yeah, but we're still seeing the Sky Garden pick once again, a bit of a bagger, but there is a lot of tech on that track as well. We had the super bounces in the very beginning in the middle section, as well as the shortcut at the end, able to be done shroomless. So if you can, you can definitely hold your first, but it does favor the back spots a lot.
Yeah, shock is also huge on Sky Garden, which we do see being picked. If you get shocked after the final box, you cannot take the Nisk while small. So it puts a big advantage on those who are able to dodge the shock. I think we're going to see 180 direction change make a huge play for the shock to win this race and this war. We see at the start, all players are driving off the bat. No one is going for it quite yet. They might just be trying to run it straight up. We see Super Effects missing the super bounce. I think since he is out of coins, since he's in the back, he might go for it for his team. We see him slowing down before the set. We see TopHatBear staying back with him, the captain willing to do anything for his team to ensure this victory, to make sure they go 2-1.
Yeah, at this point, we're looking for a big shock play here from 180 degree direction change. We do see, I think, what is green in the front here, 6 in second or third, right close to him. We see a lot of 180 players in the back. We do see some front presence from them. I think they're in second right now. We do have Shrooms with super effects, able to take this super bounce, but a little bit awkwardly has to use his Shroom early to get away from those green shells.
does. He does have shrooms, which will be big. There are a lot of shortcuts you can take on this track. He shroomed up there. He's going to shroom up in the next corner. Eugene is throwing his red up at Green. Green is broken away. He has a bomb to defend against it. We see a shroom through the cut, but this is top 2 right now for 180 direction change. I think top 2 alone will be enough to win the war for them if they can maintain these spots. However, we see a snipe. One bottom 5 is 22 points lost. If they can just keep all the spots behind Franken, they will win here. Franken, the fire is going for him. He retains 1 for now. Franken is doing huge work for his team. We see a team kill coming out from the red team. That is tragic for their chances. Supervex is going for Green. I see Green getting hit out. It's all coming down to the final shroom up.
Oh,
We
and
do not
he's
see shrooms from
unable to get
Supervex, but he can
shrooms.
slow people down in the cut. But we see Bonkers goes through. We see a bomb. Bonkers gets bombed off, but it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 bomb merchants, and they take the victory.
Yeah,
Top
definitely
4.
top 4, 8, 9. Yeah, definitely a strong last race for Bomb on Merchants. But very exciting. 180-degree direction change. Fell a bit far behind in the beginning, but they were really able to crawl their way back. They went from a 74-point deficit all the way down to 18. That's very well done from 180. Just unable to close it out on that last race. And obviously, Bomb on Merchants, great job through most of the first half as well. They were able to play so well together that team synergy really came in as they were able to communicate those top spots and those bottom spots and make a lot of big plays that ultimately led them to be getting this win right now.
All right. Yeah, that is great for bomb merchants that go from 1-1 to 2-1. 180 direction change go from 2-0 to 2-1. There are now no longer any undefeated teams in the league, which is fantastic to see. We see every single team is so balanced. Any team can win this league. Although Bomb Merchants are making a huge statement today in this match. They're
Yeah, a
going for
lot
the
of the
top.
casters predicted that MK Wallabies would be the #1 team, and we saw 180-degree direction change take them down. So Bomb Merchants being able to take down 180, huge success story for them.
And we have an interview lined up with Goji from Bob on Merchants right now after this match. He will be joining shortly. I can't wait to see what he has to say after the match. And Bomb moves up to first in their conference, as we see. This is great for them. Bomb are in the conference that has been predicted by many to be the weaker conference. However, I think so far they keep winning all their interconference matches. And here we have IU Goji with us in the VC right now. Goji, how are you feeling after that game?
I feel fairly well about that. That went it was kind of getting rocky towards the end for us, but we managed to hold our ground at the
Yeah,
end.
that's the first question I have for you. You guys did really well at the start. How was the team synergy and like able to just protect yourself? You got to a 74-point lead in those beginning, I think, 5 or 6 races.
I think it was mostly us just communicating really well to us playing around everybody else and not really worrying about like us individually and just trying to hold up in our trying to keep our middle presence, so in case, which happened a lot, where the other team would mess up, we just completely take over the front.
Yeah, I noticed, at the end, I think everyone was hyper aware of it. You guys started to bleed points. What was like the mental going into the final race? How were you able to stop the bleeding? Was there anything you decided to swap up to regain the lead at the end?
For me, it just I didn't change much, but it mostly was a mentality thing where specifically we were kind of starting to like feel like, oh shoot, we're fumbling, stuff like that. But we just decided like, okay, we need to lock in last race. It's now or never, and it's either we hold up or we just throw away a 70-point win at the time there.
Yeah, and it looks like you guys did clutch up with that top 4, 8, 9 on the very last race. There were a lot of confusion in that mid pack in that last race. How were you guys able to break into that, especially?
For the last race,
Yeah.
we're mostly the I don't know what happened specifically. So there was Nanis thrown up, and it sniped actually 2 of them going into that last lap. And since we're all like behind right there, we're just able to just completely just run through their defenses. Since 2 of them just being knocked out, they're gone. Then we had shrooms, we just shroomed up. We were able to take cut, and we just took over.
Yeah. My last question for you is: after that win, you guys move to top of your conference, which is huge. It puts you in a driver's seat to qualify for playoffs. Do you expect the rest of the season to keep going like this? What do you think is going to happen with your team for the rest of the season?
I feel like we could actually make a good stance in playoffs, and I feel like overall I feel we're being a little undervalued and stuff like that, and we're just here playing, and I think overall I think we can potentially take it. It'll be a lot of work because there's definitely a bunch of teams that could definitely do worry us, but I think we can take it all.
All right, Goji, do you have anything last words for the stream? Any plugs? Any shout outs? Let's hear it.
No, I think that's all.
All right.
Sorry.
A humble man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your victory. Good stuff out there today, man.
Thank you.
And to everyone who joined us in chat today to watch the stream, thank you so much. It was a pleasure casting for you guys. It was a pleasure working with you, Trey. Have a good one, guys.
Bye, chat. Bye, guys.